spent the last couple of hours playing with Lovable's brand new feature, Agent Mode, and I have to say that it has impressed me so far. You see, I have reviewed over 3 dozen different AI tools in this channel, and Agent Mode is by far one of the best ones I have tested so far. So just as a reference, I have been building my own AI type of YouTube tracking system. So this is my channel and it has all my data. And this is the data for my channel that we have been able to get. And these are all my videos. I was able to bring them in. I also got some information about my audience, some of my competitors. Actually, this is really cool. I can go to my competitors and I get some AI insights because I integrated with OpenAI API, be able to get some insights based on the data that we're getting from the channel and some other third-party data that I was able to integrate into this custom system. Then we have our integration here, which is only Supabase data right now for the transcription, user settings, channel settings, and all of this was done in about 1.5 to 2 hours worth of playing around with code. But today I will teach you exactly how to use Agent Mode and how to get the most out of it. I will teach you exactly what it means to you, what it doesn't mean, and how you can build your own project using Lovable Agent Mode. And I just wanted to give you a little bit more reference before we move forward. What that means for you, the release of Agent Mode is that, number one, 90% less errors. I can attest to that because I have had a great experience playing around with it and actually building a usable piece of software. Now you get web search and image generation, really useful for different type of projects. I will show you exactly how that works here in a moment and why this might be important to you. But more importantly is your pocket. And I wanted to bring up something that they have changed with Agent Mode, and that is the fact that now you don't pay one message for every prompt that you provide the AI. Actually, now it's adaptive pricing. So it's based on the effort that the AI puts into whatever it is that you're building. So for simple edits, it's less than 1 credit. For more complicated, then you're looking at way more than 1 credit. To me, I think it evens out at the end and it helps you visualize a little bit better exactly what you're building and why you're doing it. So you're not wasting your hard-earned tokens, or in this case, messages. So I created a prompt to create a customer enrichment and personalization software, something similar to Clay and all these other AI personalization, cold email, cold outreach systems. So we're going to send this out. We're going to see exactly what it can create for us. But a few things before we move forward. Number one, I wanted to mention that Agent Mode comes activated by default. So if you don't want to use it after your first prompt, you can deactivate it. Number two, as you can see, it's reasoning. It reasoned for 11 seconds and now it's starting to build and edit. So one of the biggest features that Lovable has is ability to reason through exactly what you ask it to do. So it doesn't have to go back and forth with you. It can actually infer some information based on the prompt that you provide the AI system. All right. And after a few minutes, here's what we have. I would say that this is a decent, not the best, but a decent design. Nothing works. So it's a fairly basic design. So what I'm going to do is let's sidebar with the, actually I'm going to use Whisperflow. Many options. Dashboard, personalization, enrichment, email campaigns, and LinkedIn outreach. Also, add a settings tab to route it to the settings page. A dashboard, personalization, enrichment, email campaigns, LinkedIn outreach, and also add a settings tab to route it to the settings page. So let's see whether or not we can get that left sidebar add it here. So we will create a simple working sidebar. We will do one API integration because I want to make sure that you get the idea of what we're talking. All right, we got that sidebar that we wanted, but it doesn't look right. So expand the left sidebar full height. So we want this sidebar to be top to bottom, not all compressed up here. So we're going to expand it full height. That way we're allowed to see all the options. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. And I would have preferred this header or navigation bar to go full width, but I'm not going to spend time doing that. Oh, LinkedIn outreach, email campaign, enrichment, AI personalization, and sales dashboard. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to add a Supabase database. So we're going to create a brand new project here. It's going to be Outreach AI. We're going to create this project. Allow some time for Supabase to, and it looks like we're ready to roll. So we're going to close this up, close this. Actually, make sure that we actually connect to project, Outreach AI. We're going to close here, and it's going to connect right now to our own database within Supabase. And then from there, we can actually start creating some of the tables. And subsequently, we're going to add some integrations so we can make sure that we get everything that we need. Okay, so you can now fully feature backend and publish feature to make user account login. All right, we're going to go to Supabase really quick. I want to create my own account, but I want to make sure that we are not compromising. Authentication, generate user sign up. So we don't need to confirm emails, at least for this specific use case. So we're going to go back to Lovable, and we're going to ask to create following tables. User table, including first name, last name, email, and profile picture. The customer table, including first name, last name, email address, profile picture, LinkedIn profile URL, website, Facebook profile URL, S profile URL, and any other relevant field that we will need for the sales intelligence and cold outreach platform. It actually, wow, actually broken down. So Whisper Flow is truly amazing. And we're going to let Lovable build this table. And after a few seconds, we get our JSON file that will create the tables in Supabase. So we're going to let it create those tables really quick. And it looks like we are in game. So let's actually try to create the authentication flow. And I have to say that this is probably not the very best UI ever generated, but it's definitely not the worst. I actually like how it looks. I would change the background to fully black, but overall, it doesn't look bad. I actually like the way it looks. It's pretty attractive and eye catching, and not for the wrong reasons. sign in. It's pretty basic, pretty plain, but we're going to roll with it. We're going to allow the AI to actually finish what it's doing. Is finishing up. And now we're going to create our account because I want to have, let's save it. I want to be able to go through this. So we got personalization, enrichment, email campaign, outreach, settings, and we're missing 2 tabs. Create 2 new tabs on the left sidebar along with our screens. Number 1 is going to be integrations, and this is where the user will be able to set up their integrations, APIs, or connect if there is an authorization. And number 2, I want you to create the customer tab where we're going to save the data similar to a CRM. This is where the user will be able to save all their leads and their information in there. Make it look like Clay, where it's a table where we can do some waterfall enrichment based on the APIs that we have integrated. All right. So it's broken down, it's sent. Let's see what it creates for us. All right. And it looked like it created tables. So number 1, we got the customers. Number 2, we got integrations. So for the customers, let's myself. Oh, hey, I think that's good enough. All right. So add it. Let's refresh this page. Make sure that, okay, everything is getting saved in the database. That's good. All right. We're going to send this off. While it's doing that in the background, I will get on my API. As you can see, it identified that I had an error and is trying to fix the error automatically if you look down here at the bottom. So it has created the actual hunter.io card right here where I will add my API key. Hopefully it got the right idea that we should actually use safe storage for API keys. But we're going to see how it goes. All right, so it looks like it's connected. We're not going to save that. All right. So let's see. The customer file read to the issue and come up with solutions and fix that issue so we can ensure that we got all the data we need for each customer when we enrich them using Hunter. All right. I can see that it says that it's enriching there. I wish we had an actual profile page for each customer. And let's see. So it looks like we have only spent about 4 or 5 messages. Not that many. If you think about what we have done so far, we have done a whole lot. In my opinion, at least. We got a semi-functional piece of software that could use some work, but not bad for what we're seeing so far. So you can see the issue is missing the API key. Okay, so Perhaps it was expecting me to add the API key here. That's not the idea. The idea is that the user bring their own key. Hopefully we can figure out, well, hopefully the AI can figure out without me having to tell it what it did wrong. I'm confident that it will happen. All right, and it looked like now we should be in game. So let's actually go and enter our API key. We're going to save it. We have a way to delete it. Now we're going to want to save that. We want to enrich it. Found one email and it's that one. So, all right. I want you to create a way to delete customers from the customers screen. Also a way to edit the customers and a customer profile screen where I can open and see all the data that we have for that specific customer. All right, we're going to send this. And as you can see, it's really difficult to see right now because I added the email address. But as of right now, we have been able to build a software with minimal features, but most of the user interface that we need in order to be able to achieve what we want. We were able to integrate Hunter, although still to be determined whether or not it works. And we are able to add and delete API keys. Again, to be determined, but we will see. I cannot add anybody right now. I need to be able to delete so I can recreate again, but should be a few moments. All right, let's take a look now. All right, well, we got our own screen. I asked the AI actually to allow me that. We're going to delete that, update this. And now what we want to do is we want to enrich. Okay, yep. No email. We're going to enrich this profile and see whether or not we get email. We're going to allow a few moments. It did a whole lot of editing in the background, so hopefully I didn't mess it up. So let's hope and pray that it works. And it looked like it found an email here. So let's open this profile. I don't see the email here. Okay, so here is the email. Actually, it didn't add it to the email field. So I see found some data on Hunter, but the data didn't get added to the correct field. As an example, the email that I found through Hunter didn't get added to the email field. I need to have all the data that is gathered from Hunter added to the right fields to ensure that the user is able to access them. We will give it a moment and we will see whether or not we can fix that issue. All right, it's working right now. It seems to have found the issue in the data mapping logic and is working to correct that to ensure everything added to the right field. So let's see how it goes. All right, let's give this a brand new try. We'll do a reach again with Hunter. We found one email. All right, so it's not there. Let's actually delete this customer. Let have me again from the beginning. Let's get rid of LinkedIn. All right, we're going to open this profile And we don't have any data there. So let's try this again with Hunter. It says he found one email. All right. The data is all here. But again, we're not getting it into the email. It's quite frustrating. Uh, it's not working correctly. Basically, I can see the JSON being added to the enriched data portion of the customer profile, but the data is not getting populated into the right fields. As an example, again, the email, you found an email, but it's not getting added to the customer email. Now let's take a look here. It's not populating correctly. Basically, the data, I can see that is getting added to the enrichment data field in the customer profile, but it's not getting added to the correct fields. As an example, he found an email, jvasquez@hustlinglabs.com, but that email wasn't added correctly into the email field. Additionally, it looked like he found an Instagram profile, but that Instagram profile wasn't added into the Instagram profile in the database. So let's send it and see if we can fix this issue. It's going to erase the data with Hunter. This is just a demo for you to see. All right, so it got added to the right field. As you can see, now we got an email address here. That was the only piece of data, but that's completely fine because that's exactly what we needed it to do. If we look at the profile, again, it shows that it was enriched with Hunter. That's exactly what I wanted it to do, and that's what it's doing. From there, we can do some enrichment and so on and so forth. If I were building this project, I would actually have this linked to the database. I will start working on the personalization and my prompts and integrate OpenAI for enrichment. I would integrate the Perplexity API along with Apollo, and some info would be fine. Clearbit, I don't think they are in business anymore. They were acquired by HubSpot. But I will add quite a few other API integrations here that will allow me to get as much data as possible from all these providers so I can ensure that we are actually getting the full picture as for who this provider or who this customer is based on the information that we get from the providers. It's quite nice to know that we're actually able to build full SaaS platform by using Lovable's Agent Mode. But this is just my opinion. I want to know, what do you think? Did you like it? Not like it? Will you try it? Please let me know down in the comments below. And while you're there, please consider liking this video, subscribing to this channel. Help me reach more people out there. Every like, every comment, help me reach more people because the algorithm take it as a good signal that this is a video worth watching. Thank you for watching and hope you have a great rest of your day. I hope to see you in the next video.